One thing we can certainly say about 1990, it produced a sprinter to rank with the best of any vintage from any corner of the world. Hamdan Al Maktoum's Dayjur, of course, a coiled spring of a horse, waiting to burst instantly and thrillingly to life. It took Major Dick Hearn and Willie Carson quite a while to realise he was a sprinter pure and simple. But after he'd been beaten by the vastly inferior Todd at Newbury, the decision was taken to let him stride along in front. The Major dropped him to 5 furlongs in the Group 2 Sears Temple Stakes at Sandown, where he was opposed by the very speedy Stato Blessed and Nabil Dancer, among others. However, the new tactics meant that neither they nor Jeff Lewis's Tigani were able to threaten him.
Stato Blessed really going well with a yellow spotted cap. Tigani races next to the rails. Then comes Lugana Beach. Then Savara Sound and Paley Prince. Then past halfway, and it's Dayjur all the way. He has the lead by a length. Blighton Lad in the red and white on the wide outside, putting a big finish. Stato Blessed comes with a run. Tigani next to the rails. Dayjur is starting to tire as they race up towards the line. Blighton Lad on the wide outside. Tigani and Stato Blessed. But Dayjur, pull it to post, is going to win it. And at the line, Dayjur has it. And it's Dayjur the winner. Close for second.
Well, after that, many at West Ilsley must have thought they had a champion sprinter on their hands, but we were still only in late May. So to Royal Ascot, with the ground becoming good to soft for the King's Stand Stakes on the Friday. All one has to say here is that without Dayjur in the field, the French challenger Ron's Victory would have won by 6 lengths. Nothing landed a blow, but how close was Dick Hearn to withdrawing him?
Well, I was wavering, but Sheikh Hamdan was firm. He said, I want him to run, so he ran. I didn't think the ground would have suited him, but in hindsight, I don't think it was as soft as we perhaps thought at the time, because Ascot had been so hard, the rain hadn't really got in. It was just sloppy on top. The further he went, the further he was going to win. I mean, nothing could get near him that day. And it was a very smart performance.
Dayjur with the advantage from Nabil Dancer on the near side. Laguna Beach putting in a run also, but it's Dayjur the leader from the white-faced Ron's Victory in the centre. Dancing Music over on the far side. Laguna Beach getting the better of Nabil Dancer over on the stand side. But it's Dayjur as they race into the closing stages. Dayjur is going to win this well as they come up towards the line. Dayjur has run away with it. Dayjur is the winner. Ron's Victory is second. It's going to be a photo for third.
So Dayjur had twice pulverised the opposition at 5 furlongs and looked as if he could do the same. His sparkling best on the gallops, returned for the Keeneland Nunthorpe Stakes at the York Ebor meeting, where he was opposed not only by several familiar names, but also by Mr. Nickerson from America. How worried was Dick Hearn about him?
Well, I wasn't really worried because I can't ever remember an American horse coming over and doing any good in Europe. Obviously, before a race, you're always worried about all the opposition. Maybe you'll get left or something like that, but once he was in front, I was quite happy.
The American horse has missed it. Dayjur gets there early. Lugana Beach is on the right with Stato Blessed, and Willie Carson is taking no prisoners. He's clear by 2 as they race for the first furlong. It's Dayjur in the lead. The American horse, Mr. Nickerson, with the white bridle. On the left is Pharaoh's Delight, tracked by Carroll's Treasure and then Blighton Lad. Lugana Beach and Stato Blessed is on the left, and they come to the halfway stage in this Keeneland Nunthorpe Stakes, and it's Dayjur, the English sprinter, in the lead, showing the best of his way home. Is clear by 3. Stato Blessed and Mr. Nickerson in second. Then Pharaoh's Delight with Lugana Beach. The rest could be ruled out. They've only got a furlong and a half to go, and Willie Carson isn't hanging about. He's still in the lead on Dayjur, cleared by 2. Stato Blessed on the right puts in a big finish. Pharaoh's Delight is third. Mr. Nickerson fourth at best. Carroll's Treasure picks up, but it's Dayjur from traps to line, and Dayjur is cleared by 3 to 4 from Stato Blessed. And as they race up towards the line, Dayjur has it. Dayjur the winner. Stato Blessed.
Well, I've never had a sprinter anywhere near as good as Dayjur. I had Bold Boy, and who won the Vernons, and Gallivanta, the July Cup, but they wouldn't have beaten Dayjur. And no, I think he's an exceptionally good horse. I was surprised at beating the record by a second, because at York there have been a lot of good horses run over the years, and it was some performance.
For the record, the time was an astonishing 56.16 seconds, and Dayjur was hailed as the fastest horse in the world. So to Haydock for the Ladbroke. 6 furlongs this time, Ron's Victory and Royal Academy amongst the opposition, but Willie Carson away like lightning.
It's Dayjur on the rails, pressed by Todd. On the outside, the Frenchman Ron's Victory. Here comes Great Commotion with a big run as they race down past the 2 furlong marker. Dayjur by 2. Great Commotion coming to challenge. On the wide outside, it's Ron's Victory battling on. But Dayjur is storming clear. This is a sensational performance. Dayjur going 4 or 5 lengths clear on the ground that he doesn't really like. Here comes the Irish Challenger Royal Academy, closing the gap a little bit, but Willie Carson's cruising home on Dayjur. Dayjur, a real champion sprinter. Royal Academy pursues him home, but Dayjur wins it at the line. Royal Academy is second.
The official form book says Royal Academy was left with too much to do there, and certainly he didn't enjoy much luck in running. But let Willie Carson tell the story from Dayjur's point of view.
I jumped off and I went a good gallop, but I didn't ask him to go flat out all the way. I asked him to pick up from possibly halfway, and he went well clear of his field. And I don't think I hit the horse that day. Royal Academy came at me late after being in a bit of trouble, but I was taking things a bit easy and trying to look after my horse. Royal Academy did look unlucky, but I must admit that Dayjur was pulling up at the time.
Small wonder Willie looked after his champion. There was, after all, still France and America to conquer. In the Prix de la Baie at Longchamp on Arc Day, Dayjur started at 10-1 on. He treated the opposition with disdain, but in the final furlong, the shadows across the course affected his concentration. It seemed not to matter very much at the time.
They've come halfway, and it's Dayjur. He's pulled right away from these. He's clear by 3. It's a race for the place. They've got 2 furlongs left to go. It's Dayjur by 4, by 5. 2 in second place, Stato Blessed, and then Lugana Beach. Then Pharaoh's Delight and Touch of White. And Boozes the back marker. No birthday present for Jack Berry. And it's Dayjur all the way. He's going to win this very tidily indeed. He started to just tie up a little bit. And Lugana Beach has come out of the pack to take second place at the line. Dayjur wins it, pulling up.
3 Group 1 wins and a time form rating of 141 after Longchamp. But what about that lapse of concentration? In the end, as he tried to bow out on the perfect note, the dirt track, the bend early on, the moderate draw, and the cacophony of sound all meant far less to Dayjur than the shadows across the track at Belmont Park, New York.
And they're away, and Dayjur just loses a length or so up, and he's racing very wide, and Willie Carson keeps him in a position wide, and it's safely kept, who takes a yard or so out of the field through the first furlong, but Dayjur has that electrifying burst to go into second place, and now Willie's got to negotiate him round these turns, and it's safely kept the leader from Dayjur showing second, wide on the outside. Glitterman, he's got a horse wide of him to help him round this bend, and Dayjur is positioned second, and the pace is very strong, and it's safely kept the leader by a neck. No more. Dayjur's on the outside. Glitterman is racing 3, and these 3 are 4 to 5 lengths clear of adjudicating and shaking it. And now it's Dayjur as they pass the halfway stage. They've got just over a quarter of a mile to go, but safely kept next to the rail. Still has it. Dayjur is 1 wide, and he's got no dirt in front of him. Back in third is Glitterman, and he's seen the rest off as they hurtle down the home straight. Dayjur on the left, safely kept from the start, and Dayjur asserts with a furlong to go. Dayjur just nosing ahead from safely kept. They're 6 to 8 clear of the third, and Dayjur has it. Dayjur has the measure of safely kept as they come inside the final furlong, and Willie Carson is coaxing it home. Now he asks him to stretch. There's more in the locker yet, and he jumps a shadow, and that costs him the race. Safely kept as the winner. Dayjur is second. Back in third was Black Tie.
Even hardened gamblers straight out of the pages of Damon Runyon were quick to admit that that was one of the unluckiest defeats they had ever witnessed. For Dayjur to have developed such a quirk so late in a glittering career must have been hard for Major Hearn to bear. But of course he accepted it in the way he has all of life's slings and arrows, and for him there have been plenty in recent years. Nothing changes the fact that Dayjur was a world champion sprinter, a horse rated superior to Habibti by Willie Carson, and a superb athlete whose connections realised what was best for him and simply let him get on with it. It may be a very, very long while before we see his like again.